You're listening to Nick Luck Daily. This edition is brought to you by Timeform, your trusted source for racing data and analysis. By Total Performance Data, the global leader in live horse racing data. This edition is also brought to you by FitzDares, laying some of the world's largest sporting wagers since 1882.
It's Monday the 15th of June, it's the eve of Royal Ascot, it's the GOFFS London Sale. You're warmly welcome to the second Nick Luck Daily podcast of the day. I'm almost being drowned out by the rostrum behind me. Nick Nugent is currently putting one of the supplementary lots under the hammer, and this, I think, is where the action is going to hot up. We're at lot 18, Santa Bravado, Col Boughey Farage is realising 260,000 so far, and lot 17 is the subject of some transatlantic trade here. Nigel Tinkler's El Floridita by Havana Grey, a winner last time out at Redcar over 5 furlongs, looks very, very speedy. Entry in the Norfolk Stakes on Thursday and has been bought by Kevin Dole to go to the United States. I'm going to try and get a quick word with the vendor and the buyer if I can. Con Marnan alongside as well. Nigel, well done. Kevin, great to see you here at the GOFFS London Sale, and you've walked away with El Floridita.
Yeah, it's funny. I speak Spanish, and so El is a masculine and Floridita is a feminine. So it's kind of a funny amalgamation of Spanish, but lovely horse, really rapid, kind of checks all my boxes as far as things I like as an American in racehorses.
Brilliant. So tell me a little bit about your ownership and where this horse is heading.
He's going to stay here and race sprinting unless he tells us he wants to go longer. No big plans to ship him back to the United States.
Which will be music to the ears of Nigel Tinkler, who's alongside.
Named after the biggest bar in Havana, the most popular bar in Havana.
Because L is masculine, and then when you put the A at Floridita, that's feminine.
Yeah. There you are.
That's good.
So gender neutral it might be, but it's not a neutral result. Looks like you're keeping the horse.
We're obviously both straight, which is good news.
Excellent. And you're in the Norfolk Stakes this week?
Yeah, he'll run on Saturday, and this young fella is my latest owner. So brilliant news.
Fantastic. There we are. Transatlantic friendships forged at the GOFFS London Sale. Kevin, congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Nick.
Taking the pulse at the GOFFS London Sale. Behind me is the man who owned the... No, don't squint at me. Just you happen to be there, Kevin Blake.
Should have seen this coming.
Owner of James J. Braddock Derby third, of course. What are you trying to watch?
A beginner's chase at Kilbeggan.
You can't have a runner in the beginner's chase at Kilbeggan.
Oh, there's one there.
Is it yours?
Yeah. No, but
On the Josephs?
On the team, yeah.
Okay, on the team. All right. Here tonight, what's your main purpose? Buying, selling, observing?
A little bit of everything, the usual. No direct involvement. Look, it's a great way to start the week. Green Sense is selling out of Joseph's, which is quite exciting. Filly you're all very fond of. Hopefully she'll change hands.
She's in this week?
Yeah, she's likely to run in the Jersey. But look, this to me, Nick, this is the best week of the year. I love it. We start thinking about it in January every year and start plotting and dreaming and hoping that we can get here and have one winner. That's all we want, one winner. But there's often times you come away from here with no winner.
Sometimes you need to run 7 in a race in order to get the desired effect. You got 7 in the Ascot Stakes. You had 1 balloted out. You've kept the Gosdens out.
Yeah, well, look, we ran 5 in it last year, and we did 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So we're back again with a stronger team. They're all entitled to be there. If any of the 7 were our only runner, Nick, I promise you, I'd be making a strong case for them. So they're all here on their merits.
Can you make a case for one stronger than the others?
Honestly, if you ask around the team, you'll get a different answer. Now I'm slightly biased because I bought the horse for OTI, but Small Fry I think has a shot at a big price. I like Defiantly. I think the race is made for him. He's so slow and so lazy, but this race is just made for him. But look, again, Dylan had the pick and he went for Put Your Hands Together. So you'll find different opinions everywhere. If in the course of your form study you find yourself coming down on one, don't care who's riding, where they are in the pecking order. They seem to be, they're here, they've been trained for the race, and they're in great order.
James Dorr rides Defiantly. I was at lunch with a couple of the owners. They said all the things you said except slow and lazy. So I'm not going to tell them that. Well done, Kev.
Thank you, Nick.
Right, Kevin Blake. Kelly Thomas is here, breeder of Stade and Van Dijk, still basking in the glory.
Well, you've got to make the most of it.
You have. It's not every day you breed a classic. Well, in your case, actually, it is pretty much every day you breed a classic winner. How excited are you for tomorrow and the rematch with Bo Echo?
Oh, I'm very excited. It's very thrilling to have a runner. It's going to be a tough race, I'm sure. Boughey seems to be something special. We've seen a lot of him on social media this week, and he looks to have come on a little bit physically. And obviously, his team are very confident. I haven't heard too much from our team, but I've been reliably told that he's come on since the Curragh. So, we'll see what happens.
Not sure Aidan's ever flying under the radar. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Kelly Thomas, who Reg starred. I'm going to have a quick word with Ramiro Restrepo, who's right here, one of my favourite international agents. Ramiro, it's not your first rodeo on the Nick Lowe Daily podcast.
No, I love to be a regular, and happy to be here as well.
And what brings you to this sale? Buying, selling, observing?
I'm selling Hip 13 Immortal Guard. We bought him at Orby last year, and broke his maiden real nice at the Curragh and was third in the Marble Hill. But we're happy to keep him, and we're happy to race him, or we're happy to sell him. So just here for the party, and maybe get lucky in the ring.
You go to every horse sale from Akala to Deauville and beyond. What do you like about this place?
Oh, the atmosphere, the energy. It reminds you of a little bit of Saratoga, but love the elevated experience. And look, Royal Ascot's an incredible race meet. People from all over the world convene here, and I just want to be a part of it. Once you taste success and winning some big races, my imagination has no boundaries. That's why I like to participate in all these sales and have horses in so many jurisdictions. I mean, you're just chasing this rush and this thrill.
Are you invested in the week as a whole?
No, not from a running perspective, other than this colt right here. We'll decide if we go forth in the Norfolk after the fact, or if not, we'll run Irish Derby weekend. But we'll take it kind of day by day.
All right, we'll see you there.
Thanks, McNick.
Such a huge week. It's all going to get off to a flying start, hopefully with St James's Palace Stakes. Trainer George Bowie's here. We said no more, didn't we? We said no more.
We said no more, but there's always one more.
But you're here and I'm here and the sun's shining and everyone's happy and you still look like you're kind of enjoying it rather than having to endure it.
Yeah, it's really enjoyable. Look, I think even when I last saw you, there's a lot of hoops to jump through to get a horse to the races, and I couldn't be 1% happier than what he's showing me into the race. So it's really exciting.
And field down to 6 as well with Raif out. How do you read the draw?
I think the draw is probably less relevant with a few less runners, but he's drawn in 2. It's better than 1, probably. But yeah, look, over to Billy. We had a long chat this morning and we went round and round in circles, and it's kind of over to him. So he knows the horse better than I do, and over to Billy.
Squad in good nick?
Yeah, good form. Look, quite a lot of seconds at the moment, but I think we're gearing around this week. A lot of the nicer horses are running, and starting to run some 2-year-olds, and run a nice filly in the Albany, and a couple that are working around her are starting to run. So yeah, it's an exciting time.
Yeah, Libertango's your Albany filly, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. She worked beautifully a couple of days ago, and yeah, she's as nice a 2-year-old as we've sent to Ascot, I think, for that race. And Soprano and Awaken are both been placed in the race, so hopefully she can be in the mix.
Right, I promise you I'm going to leave you alone now.
Top man. Thanks, Nick.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
George Bowie, agent Luke Lillingston with me. Luke, the GOFFS London Sale, the traditional Royal Ascot Eve party. Perhaps most pertinently, tomorrow, Kennet Valley Thoroughbreds represented by a horse who looks a serious horse. You're smiling already in the Coventry Stakes for Eve Johnson Horton, night in Vegas. How high is the confidence?
If you're going with Eve, the confidence is high. I mean, the horse would give us plenty of confidence because he won at Ascot first time out, did it really nicely, and then backed it up at Goodwood, albeit in a 3-horse race, won really nicely.
And he lost both his front shoes that day.
He did indeed, yeah. So I don't know how big a drawback that would have been. It's impossible to measure, but it was a great run, and I think that he's drawn on the same side as the favourite, and a couple of the fancied horses are drawn. That's on the high number on the stand side, so that gives one a bit of extra hope. I think the horse's temperament is a big plus because he seems to be very, very relaxed indeed, and some horses, may lose it there tomorrow just before they even get down to the start. He ought to come through all that very well, and after that we just hope for a bit of, I was going to say, lady luck.
I'm happy to provide.
Thanks, Nick.
All the very best, Luke.
Thanks very much.
Thanks so much, Luke Lillingston, agent, of course, and principal behind Kennet Valley Thoroughbreds with Sam Hoskins, and that horse in the Coventry Stakes, night in Vegas. Such a talent, and Eve Johnson Horton rates him incredibly highly. And Santa Bravado, lot 18, completely different type of horse, bought by Gay Waterhouse, 260,000 guineas buys. Now, Gay, you're a regular at this sale. You love to support it. Why do you enjoy it so much?
I enjoy it because the owners adore it, Nick. They come to England to go to Ascot, and to have a runner is a dream come true. A dream come true. The horse was sensibly priced. His form was that of a progressive horse. The horses that race behind him have come out and won, and he's 3 years of old, which is what we look for.
Perfect. So what type of horse do you think he could be in Australia? What sort of races would you be looking out for him back home?
He'd go through his classes, and then he'd probably be spelled, and then he'd be set for more serious races as a 4-year-old.
And obviously you're much more versatile with distances in Australia than we are here. You're quite happy to experiment a bit. Do you see in this horse a horse who could do quite a few different types of things?
I buy them to run 2 miles. It's interesting that his trainer said he'd run 2 miles.
So you buy them just to run as far as they can, but they've got to have a bit of tactical speed.
I dream that each of them will become cup horses.
And this is where you might find them. Gay, in terms of the meet as a whole this week, what are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to every day of Ascot. We're there 4 of the 5 days. It's just a magical experience, Nick, isn't it?
You wouldn't miss it, would you?
No, not for quids. We've been coming for 40 years.
Well, hopefully you come for another 40, Gay. Lovely to see you as always.
Thanks, Nick.
All right, Anthony Bromley has been buying and selling here at the GOFFS London Sale. 2 and 9, part of the Green Army, of course. Is it Green Sovereign and Green Sense?
Yeah, no, a very successful evening. They were both sold with entries for this week at Ascot, and it's gone very well.
Okay, and who bought them off you?
Yeah, so Green Sovereign, Team Valley, Richard Ryan has bought him for to run on Wednesday in the Windsor Castle, and I think looking at the odds tonight, he was sort of between 12 and 14 to 1. So I think he's got a bit of size and scope, Green Sovereign, so I think they'll actually have a lot of fun with him. Whether or not he can win on Wednesday, I don't know, but he's the sort of horse who could nick a place. Harry's been pleased with him since he won by 6 lengths at Pontefract, so that's good. And then Green Sense, the reserve was 700. We got bid 650 live in the ring. They didn't bid the 700, but they've bid it to me since. And I've sold it to David.
Where she's going?
David Redvers bought her for some American, very nice Americans. I'm about to go and have a drink with them because they're
even nicer now, aren't they?
Yeah, and I believe that they might run her in the Jersey on Saturday, which she's got an entry for. But then I think ultimately it's to go to America. Yeah.
Excellent. And you've also been buying. You bought a horse called Baltic Fleet, who I like very much, from George Bowie's stable. What's happening to Baltic Fleet?
Yeah, so I bought him for Andy Bell and Fergus Lyons, who I bought a nice store last week in GOFFS for, actually, a Glad de Burley.
The blue colours with the orange. Yes.
Yes. So they've had a lot of success with a horse called Enemy with Ian Williams, but he's sort of coming to the end of his career. And
Diamond Necklace's half brother.
Well, very good.
There we are.
Yeah.
Done my work.
And they said they wanted me to find a staying horse that might be a replacement. So I've done that. Hopefully, I don't know if he'll ever be as good as Enemy. That's been a real globetrotter and made a lot of money.
Go to Saudi and pick up $500,000.
But I was thinking he was a horse that might be a Melrose and a Mallard. Might get him up over a mile 6. He's a galloper. I loved him as a yearling, and of course kept an eye on the horse. And I went and saw him Friday at George's, and he was such a nice horse. A little bit more than I wanted to give, but that's the way of this sale. It was there were genuine bidders around the place.
And where's he going? What does he say put?
Yeah, no, he moves to Ian Williams. We're not worrying about Ascot. I didn't think a mile 4 on Friday was the right race for him. I think he wants a mile 6, and he's still a little bit weak. He's still got a frill to his frame. I think he'd be a lovely 4-year-old stayer. He might make a jumper in the future, but we wouldn't be thinking about jumping in this winter.
Joorabchian's been a stout supporter of this sale down the years, and you're here again. A little bit quieter than some years, but Kentucky Reigns, a nice filly, I think. Why did you like it?
Because, first of all, I like the sale very much. As you know, I bought Ghost Rider last year. Unfortunately, he was injured, and he's coming out now for the first time in Ascot this year. It's a big ask to bring him out after 12 months and go to the Royal Meet, but hopefully he'll run a good race and then we can build from there.
Great to have him back.
Yeah, it's amazing to have him back, and Kevin and the guys have brought him back, and he's had some setbacks, but we're now there with him, so fingers crossed he'll put up a big performance. Kentucky Reign, I really like the filly. We do a lot of speed numbers now, and she was amazing on the numbers, and I like the Lope de Vega cross with the Exceed and Excel. I have now stallions which need that kind of broodmares, and it's very hard to get that Lope de Vega Exceed and Excel cross. If you go to a mare sale, you're probably paying 800 plus. So really and truly, I mean, that was bought because thinking ahead in 2 years' time, retire and become a broodmare, then you've got a good prospect.
It'd be nice to get some black type with her first, and some Ascot black type too. Will she run in the Queen Mary?
She'll run in the Queen Mary, and Lemos and Amy told me she'll win a listed race all day long before I bought her, so I trust them.
I would trust them too. Good luck. Yeah. I hope she does really well for you, and best of luck tomorrow with Ghostwriter.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, kid.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks.
He's waiting patiently for a drink, but happily stopped to say a few words. Hello, Jason Worth. How are you doing? Great to see you at GOFFS.
Yeah, good to be here. Better late than never, they say. We just walked in, but it's been a crazy week already. We just got here.
All right, what do you make of this whole event, the whole theatre of Royal Ascot?
Well, we'll see. I mean, this is our first time. We were going to come last year with outfielder, and he scratched, and we ended up in Deauville. So got a piece of that. Frankie Dettori, everybody, and it's just quite a spectacle, right? It's just it's a little bit it's a little bit different than U.S. racing, but it's a lot of fun, and we're we got big hopes with outfielders, so we'll see what we do.
All right, if you're in the garden at Kensington Palace nursing a glass of rosé in the warm summer's evening, it can't be too bad, right?
No, I don't. It doesn't get much better. We're right here, so.
All right, how do you fancy outfielders' chances this week?
We'll see. It's like every race is like the Kentucky Derby, right? It's big league racing over here, Group 1 racing, and we like our chances. I think Wesley's got him in a good spot. We'll see if we can get it done.
All right, Jason, lovely to see you here as always.
All right, take it easy.
Cheers. Right, here at the GOFFS London Sale, I can see lot 16 got a power up to 250,000. Mark McStay agents with me. Mark, you've been active today. You bought the first.
Yeah, early bird gets the worm, Nick. We got the first one into the ring. Nice filly. Dee's Lucky Girl from Michael Keady, winner on debut at Thirsk. And she's been bought for a syndicate headed by Medallion Racing and Steve Weston and a few of their usual partners. And she's going to run in the Albany on Friday.
Now, you've been very lucky with this partnership. They had a bit of Porta Fortuna, right?
Porta Fortuna, Valentina, Lush Lips, they're lucky guys, and look, hopefully the luck continues. We've got William Buick going to ride her on Friday, so look, they're living the dream, and they're delighted to be here, and they're delighted to be going to Ascot on Friday with a live chance.
All right, apart from the fact she's got the entry, what did you like about it?
I was incredibly taken by her physical, I'd say, and I'm going to put my neck in the line. She was one of the strongest 2-year-old fillies I've seen all year, and when I walked into Michael's yard, I said to him, he bought her up very cheaply as a yearling. I said, you don't need a bloodstock agent to pick them out if you're finding them like this. And when I look back at her race video, she had a big burst of speed, and I'd be surprised if she's not a good filly in the fullness of time.
Enjoying yourself?
Loving it. Thanks.
All right, well done.
Cheers, bye.
And the sun sets here in Kensington Palace Gardens at the end of the GOFFS London Sale 2026. GOFFS Joey Cullen is with me now. Well, this is rather a lovely sight, Joey.
Yeah, it's been a great day, hasn't it? So many horses sold and so many happy vendors and hopefully a lot of lucky purchasers.
It's a hot ticket, this, but you've got a lot of smiling faces still here, sometime after the sale.
Well, listen, there's so many good people that got involved in it, and Chateau Lioub, who doesn't want to be here?
Tell me a little bit about the concept here, some of your supporters, Fitzwilliam and France Gallo, the Racing Post, and I know your key sponsor, Ulysia, as well.
Yeah, they're a key part of the event, so they are. Fitzwilliam were great, they were here with us last year, they brought a lot of clients along, and they're a key part of the sale. But what a great opportunity for all of these partners to arrive here. It's a lovely event. It's a great way of taking care of your clients, and I hope they all had as good a day as all these smiling faces look like they had.
And it sounds as though the people who wanted to come here and genuinely trade got what they wanted out of the sale, and in a great setting.
Yeah, which is the most important thing. This is a horse sale, and it's great to have the event around it, but we got a lot of horses sold today. I've met a lot of vendors that did well. They sold horses, but they've sold really nice horses. Horses with a big chance at Ascot this week. And hopefully they're lucky. I wish them all well. It's a big week ahead.
It is. Joey, thanks so much.
Take care.
Joey Cullen from GOFFS. That's it then. The GOFFS London Sale draws to a close as dusk falls here in Kensington Palace Gardens. We will be back every day of Ascot Week, live with you on the track, beginning Tuesday morning. I hope we can provide you with company and entertainment during the week on your way to Ascot or at home. That was our second podcast for Monday, June the 15th, live from the GOFFS London Sale.
You've been listening to Nick Luck Daily. Thanks for listening. This edition has been brought to you by Timeform, your trusted source for racing data and analysis, by Total Performance Data, the global leader in live horse racing data, and by FitzDares, laying some of the world's largest sporting wagers since 1882.